Are you ready?
Ready.
What we're going to do is simulate me not being on the boat. So Asha has to get the boat moved somewhere safer for whatever reason, and that involves getting the electronics on, getting the engine on and dropping the mooring and moving the boat into safe water.
Autopilot is on. Navigation instrument.
Yes.
Battery 1 for starting the engine. Water's coming out. Ran for about 2 minutes. I'd say Mark was talking a lot, so it could have been even 5 minutes. So we're gonna check the gear. Do we have power? Yeah, definitely we do. So back in neutral, and I'm going to go and drop the buoy now. Oh well, bye bye boy! The rope is under a lot of tension, so I'm going to go forward a little. That was tough. So we are down to the deep water. We are aligned with the course that we set earlier.
I think that's a victory. Well done.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Let's have a debrief, Asha. What do you feel about that?
It's not an easy task, but it's doable.
There you go, understated. Well done. I say you did very, very well. You can stay for a while.
Sounds promising.
Probation extended.
Oh, great.
I know it's a dangerous game because there could be a mutiny and you could end up turfing me off, and now that you know how to do that, we could be ashore and you might think, do you know what, I'm going sailing, and leave me to it. So I know I'm playing a dangerous game, but here's our new spot. After a very, very, very long sea voyage, we have moved from under the bridge over there to the yacht club buoys here.
Over the years, several people have said to me that they would get a boat if only they knew what they were doing. And I have always told them to go for it because it is easy. And it is. If Asha can do it, and I can do it, then so can you.
Well, hopefully the weather will be better than this.
Well, there is always hope. But on this day, it was a cold, wet and windy start as we made our way out of Milford Haven. We kept a listening watch on Milford Port Radio and were aware of a rather large tanker that had come into the haven. As luck would have it, it was all but done with its manoeuvring by the time we got there, and all that was left was the tugs pushing it hard onto the jetty in the wind, which made the water all disturbed and pushed our boat off course. To get round the corner, we had a 15-mile beat, and it was pretty tough going.
Initial thoughts?
I want to puke!
I must admit I'm feeling a little bit queasy myself. But we are beating out here. Quite a stiff breeze.
We made great progress going to windward in these conditions. Altor trucked along, and soon we were clear of the rocky outcrops off Wales. But there were a couple of casualties. Asha and I felt pretty unwell, and this was the first time in my life I'd ever felt queasy on a boat. And if you think this looks like a different day, you would be right. After having a few problems along the way, I was aware that there was a big expanse of sea ahead of us, and Fishguard only 22 miles to the east. Now, whilst there are more details to tell you about this, there's someone else here, and he is dying to jump in and give his 10 pence worth. Over to you.
We nearly lost the dinghy because we had a jib sheet underneath, and it in a tack it ripped one of the straps off, and we nearly lost the dinghy, which is my fault for not tying down some ropes on the front of the dinghy that prevent the jib sheets coming undone. I forgot that. I won't forget that again. We also had a cable jumped off our steering quadrant, which I had to repair, get the spanners out at sea, and that was not the most pleasant experience down there. And we had a bookshelf that decided to break in one of the big rolls, sent our books and DVDs flying all over the inside of the boat. Then we had a gale warning come up on the radio, and I just thought, you know what, we've got Fishguard 22 miles to our east. Something was telling me, let's just go in there, put the anchor down, have a good look at the steering to make sure it's all good, which I've done this morning and I think it is fine, and then go again. So here we are, take 2, nice gentle breeze. It's going to fill in. I think we're going to have a sort of force 5 to 6, maybe a 7 up by the Isle of Man, but we're just going to get on with it this time, try and get ourselves up to Bonnie, Scotland.
Mark,
Yes, Asha?
what should I say to a girl that is hitting on you?
What should you say to a girl that is hitting on me?
Yes.
I'll give you half an hour, and then you've got to piss off.
No.
Alright, well, I don't know. You can say whatever you want to say, I guess, can't you?
I say nie.
Oh, right, now I know what you're getting at. You're going, nie dla psa kubaso. This sausage is not for the dog. I understand now. Well, 28 hours in for our passage up to Stranrear from Fishguard. Isle of Man is in the distance there. We're doing pretty well. We're about 40 miles south of our turning point for Loch Ryan. Didn't get the camera out last night because it was pretty rough. We had a gale 8 blow through, which was forecast. We had a maximum gust of 42 knots. Very, very dark night, pretty tricky. Had to get Asha up so we could reef the sail. But we managed, taking in turns hand steering because we had a little problem with the autopilot. But we coped alright, didn't we?
Yeah, we done okay.
It's nice to see the morning light break through to give us a break from the darkness, really, and then we could see what we were dealing with. And we've both been grabbing a bit of sleep where we can, but all in all we're doing pretty well. Had a bit of rain come through. It's fairly cloudy here, but we've been making an average of 5 knots with a jib only. Wind is a bit too far aft to have the main up as well.
Are we putting the main up?
Yeah, I think we've got to think about it. The wind's getting a bit fickle and it's now on the beam. Can you take some slack up with the main halyard, please?
Yeah. We have the main up, but the wind dropped, and we are motoring.
For the curse of putting the sail up, Asha. Wind goes on the beam, pull the main up, wind disappears. And then flops around, doing its best to drive us mad in 30 seconds flat. Now the engine's on. I'll tell you what, we have been tested trying to get north, really tested. She's not coming quietly. Well, here we go. Asha, away with the sun, out with the squall.
Yeah, I feel I'm back in Ireland.
Back in Ireland.
Totally Irish weather.
I mean, well, albeit we're motor sailing, but we'll take the extra speed that having that small amount of jib out is giving us while this squall blows through. We've certainly had a bit of everything for this trip so far. Really, what was I saying before about Milford Haven being a game of two halves? Well, this is a game of everything. Shall we say 8-8? Back to Scotland! Woo! Welcome to Scotland, the uninitiated. Remember that thing called summer that we had for 2 weeks? Well, that was it.
2 weeks? It was 2 weeks? Oh, there was no summer for 2 weeks. 2 hours.
As we made progress north, the game of eights continued. Here we have a rainbow, and then we had wind on the nose, which is exactly what it did to me the last time I sailed through here. And hang on, it's sure to change. Oh yes, indeed, the sun is here and the wind is gone again.
Well, we've had it all. Now, no wind, glassy calm.
Back to sunshine.
Well, it's turned into a 30-mile motor to complete this journey. And there is the lighthouse, which marks the headland. Just round there is Loch Ryan, where we're going. Tide was with us through this part for the first couple of hours, and we were doing 7.5 knots, and now we're down to 3.5 knots. The last stretch would be lovely if we could get the anchor down before dark. See how we go. You feeling lucky? Are you, punk? Here we are, Asha, Loch Ryan in the fading light.
We made it.
We're going to get the heating on, the whiskey out.
Ah, it feels so good to be back in Scotland. All we need is a welcoming party. Now I know I won't win any man points for this, but putting this video together has made me feel emotional about our arrival in Scotland. I love this place. Please join us next time as our adventure in Scotland continues. Thank you, as always, for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please stay tuned for more. Altor out.
You don't want to do anything for the videos, you just want an excuse to film me in my onesie.
We have been on the boat for 6 days non-stop and we are still alive. It's a good sign.
What do you mean we're still alive? As in we haven't killed each other yet?
Yeah.
I am a joy to live with, you're the challenge.
I agree, you are a joy to live with. I could be a challenge, but look. You like challenges,
I
obviously.
do like challenges. I like challenges and I like projects.
Yeah.
And you're both.
That's a good spot. Stop it. Will ya?
Will ya?
Horrible bastards. You've been on the boat non-stop. Shut up! She's your cake hole.